Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Cold Cinema 83, and it's time to do another video for you guys. And today I'm gonna do part 2 of my physical media haul. Like I said, I picked up a lot of stuff over the last couple of months, the last 2 months basically, and but it was too much to put it all into one video, so I decided to split it up. And as you saw from the previous one, part 1 was like my standard regular Blu-rays that I picked up. This one is going to, in this part, we're going to discuss and I'm going to show you all of the limited editions and box sets, basically, that I picked up. Let me just turn up the sound a little bit. All my limited editions and box sets that I picked up. So that's going to be part 2. That's going to be this video. So sit back and I hope you will enjoy. And by the way, cheers. As it's the weekend, I'm having a little beer there. Alright, yes, so limited editions and box sets. It's time to get into the good stuff. Not that the other stuff isn't good, but you know, this is like the the goodies and stuff. So I have a lot of things, so let's just dive into it. The first one I picked up is from Umbrella Films, or Umbrella Video, I believe. And I like Umbrella, I really do. I like them a lot. But it's like the same with Criterion. They tend to be quite expensive, so I don't pick up a lot of stuff from them. Sorry, there is like a fly there. I don't pick up a lot of stuff from them, but occasionally when I think it's good, I will. And this is a release that I definitely wanted. It's We Bury the Dead. Is it better here or is it better there? It's probably better here. We Bury the Dead. Now, I'm going to say this up front. I'm not the biggest fan of modern day cinema. You know, I mean, there are exceptions. I mean, you saw my review on The Odyssey, probably. There are exceptions, of course, but overall, I'm not very big on modern day Hollywood cinema. So, you know, I tend to stray away from that a little bit. But I do love the zombie genre. The zombie genre is one of my favorite genres out there. And I saw that Umbrella was releasing this, and I was like, I have to have this because I've seen the trailers and stuff, but I haven't seen the movie, and it looks really, really good. So I'm always in the mood to check out new zombie films, even though I feel like the genre is sort of like a little bit dead on its feet, no pun intended. Yeah, this looks really great, and it sounds really intriguing when you read the story and stuff. So yeah, We Bury the Dead. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty cool box there. So yeah, let's dive into this. We Bury the Dead. All right, so of course we have the Blu-ray with a slipcover right there. Volunteers needed. Okay, that's interesting. Let me just of course you have the slipcover. That's kind of a bummer. It's the same artwork. I don't know if there is other artwork. No, there isn't. It's just this artwork right here, which is okay. So, yeah, of course you have, of course, two, you have your discs, of course, and I believe one of them is the 4K and one of them is the Blu-ray. Yes, there it is. We also get a poster. Let me just unfold this. Let me see if there is different artwork on this. There you go. That's that. and it's basically the same thing. So you know, but that's cool. There's a little poster there. All right, so this movie is relatively new. I think it's from This is from 2024, I believe. I think it is. Let me just check. Yeah, it is 2024, and it stars Daisy Ridley of all people. It stars Daisy Ridley. She is she's kind of like the main protagonist, right, of this movie. There is also Brenton Thwaites, who is in this film, so that's pretty cool. It's written and directed by Zach Hilditch. I have no idea who that is, but it sounds intriguing. But yeah, I mean Daisy Ridley. I almost said Riddler. Daisy Ridley. Now look, I mean, I'm not going to go into a whole different debate about Star Wars and all of that stuff. I think she's a really good actress and she deserves a lot more recognition. And I hope that this movie delivers because I think acting-wise she is really good. So there you go. Let's see. There are some special features here. The making of, a featurette of the making of. An interview with director Zach Hilditch. Let's see, an interview with Daisy Ridley, an interview with Brenton Thwaites. There's a Q&A video, a theatrical trailer. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's the Blu-ray and 4K, of course. Oh, I have to can't get it back in otherwise. There you go. And then there are some art cards. So let's take a look at those. Let's see. Better do it this way. There she is. There's a bit of a glare. There you go. Ooh, this is a really good one. I like this one. It looks really cool. Cool looking zombie right there. People wearing gas masks. That would be intriguing. It's another cool looking zombie right there. And, ooh, yeech. So, yeah, some nice art cards there, which is cool. Always nice to have. Oh, come on, there you go. And then we have a really nice book. So, let's take a look through that. Let's see. Yeah, there are like photos and text and stuff, you know, things about the characters and the cast and all of that. Some you know, production stills and all of that. Really nice booklet. I can't wait to dive into this. So yeah, We Bury the Dead. I'm very intrigued to watch this one, actually. Because again, I love my zombie films, even though I feel like it's a bit of a, you know, a tired genre. But you know, if it's good, I'll watch it, and I'm definitely not beyond praising something if it's good. So you know, I hope this is good. I really hope. I hear nothing but good things about it. So you know, can't wait to watch it. We Bury the Dead. All right, that's the first one. Let's move on. I picked one up from 101 Films, and I am, like Mario Bava, I'm working on completing my Abel Ferrara collection, because I'm a big Abel Ferrara fan. I love a lot of his movies, not all of them, but a lot. I think he's a really great director. And when I saw this, I mean, this was sold out basically on 101 Films. But I found this on eBay, and it was for a really good price. So I was like, why not? I picked up Abel Ferrara's Fear City. Now, I've seen this a long time ago and remember absolutely loving it. So I'm gonna rewatch this very soon. But yeah, that's Fear City. There you go. And this is spine number 30. Well, you can't read it. It's spine number 34. This movie is from 1984, by the way. So let's go into this. Of course, you have the Blu-ray with the original key art right there. And there is, of course, your typical disc. So, let's see. Like I said, it's from 84. It stars Tom Berenger, Billy D. Williams, of course, who we know as Lando Calrissian, Jack Scalia, Melanie Griffith, really cool cast. Of course, directed by Abel Ferrara. There are some special features here. There is an uncut version of the film, which is I think 3 or 4 minutes longer, I believe. I think it is. I think it's 8 minutes longer or whatever. There is a commentary with film critic Kevin Leons. I'm not unfamiliar with that name, but okay. Theatrical trailer. Let's see. Seeing Red, a neo-noir guide by Richard Johnson. And Returning to Fear City by Brad Stevens. Sounds intriguing. I don't know who those people are, but I'm always in the mood to watch special features, so should be pretty cool. Yeah. And then there is a booklet, as usual. So let's dive into this booklet a little bit. I hope I can show you stuff. Let me see. There we go. Let's see. Yep, really nice booklet. Of course, so we can learn. Of course, learning is important, and learning about movies is important as well. Especially now that PlayStation and Sony have made the ridiculous and absurd choice to continue PlayStation without making any physical media discs, which that's a whole debate I'm not gonna go into right now. But it is what it is. It's grinding my gears. That's why I'm happy. I'm still I can still have this. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, Fear City. I'm really excited to rewatch this movie soon because again, I'm an Abel Ferrara fan, and yeah, I'm really excited to rediscover this one. So Fear City. All right, let's move on. I got one from Indicator Films, and Indicator is doing such a wonderful job, man. I mean, they are of course, they have the Jean Rollin collection, which, by the way, Indicator powerhouse. By the way, if you are watching, I need 2 more titles. All right, I need 2 more titles. I need Zombie Lake and The Sidewalks of Bangkok. Just saying. Please, give me those. I need them. I need to complete my Jean Rollin collection, Just so, get those. Really, give me those. But they are doing great stuff. They are releasing film noir, of course, Jean Rollin. And recently they have started releasing Italian sort of genre giallo films, which is really great. And I saw this and I had to pick that up because I'm a big fan of this director, and I talked a little bit about him in part 1. I picked up Macabre. Macabre. Look at that artwork. That is fantastic. Macabre. This movie is, of course, directed by Lamberto Bava. And like I said in part 1, I'm a big Lamberto Bava defender. I mean, you know, when you are forced to operate in the shadow of your dad, you know, the maestro, your dad, I mean, that's a very high bar, you know, to meet. That's a very high bar to meet. So I think a lot of people have like unrealistic expectations when it comes to Lamberto Bava. People expect him to be just as magnificent as Mario Bava. But, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, in his own right, he is a pretty good director, actually. I like a lot of his movies. Again, he is forced to work, you know, in the shadow of his father, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know. But he directed Macabre. I love this film. I adore this film. I love it. You're going to see later on how much I love it. So, but yeah, I adore this movie, and it's so great that Indicator released this. The film that terrified even Dario Argento. I'm not, you know, I wouldn't say that. I'm not too sure about that, actually. But it's actually, it's really great. It's really great. So yeah, that's the... this movie is from 1980, and it's 91 minutes long. So, of course, you have your disc, of course, Food for Fright, with your, you know, disc and alternate artwork right there as well. I'm not going to show that too long because it has a spoiler on it. So this movie stars Bernice Stigers. Yeah, that's the most familiar name out of this. The story and screenplay are done by Pupi Avati, which is really fantastic. It has a score by Ubaldo Continello, which I love. I love his music. So yeah, it's pretty great. By the way, there are some special features here. There are a lot of them, as you can see. So I'm not going to go through all of those, but let me just check a couple of them. There is an interview with Lamberto Bava. There's an interview with the screenwriter, Pupi Avati. Let's see. There is some audio commentaries. There is a theatrical trailer. Well, there is some other stuff on there, but I'm not going to go through all of that. Anyway. And then, of course, we have a nice, thick book. So, let me just see if I can show you anything. There you go. Look at that. Some nice photos and text, of course. And there he is, Lamberto Bava. With, you know, he gave an interview in this, which is pretty cool. My favorite Lamberto Bava film, Demons. And of course, there is the main star, of course, on the right. So, yeah, a very nice booklet. So, yeah, Macabre. I mean, this is such a bizarre movie, you know. It's basically a mix between a giallo and a gothic horror movie. But I really love it, and this is a great release, and I can't wait to rewatch it. So there you go. Macabre from Indicator. Alright, moving on to treasured films. I talked a little bit about them in my HorrorCon vlog video. I mean, treasured films are doing phenomenal stuff right now. I mean, they are releasing Menaja in somewhere at the end of the year, I believe. I think it's coming like in the fall, something like that. But anyway, Menaja, a Twilight spaghetti western, which I really love. They told me some other titles that they are working on at HorrorCon, which is great. But if you haven't looked them up yet, look them up. Treasured Films from the UK. They are doing phenomenal things, and I picked up another release of them, which is quite recent, but it arrived very late. You know, I wanted to have it in my previous haul video, but it hadn't arrived yet. But I have it now, so I can talk about it now. I picked up from Treasured Films Werewolf Woman. I mean, look at that artwork. That is pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty dope. And of course, there you have the back right there. So, yeah. So, Treasured Films. This movie is directed by Rino Di Silvestro. Let me see. This movie was from, where was it from again? I think it was like from the 70s. It's a 70s movie. I can't find the date anywhere. I think it's like 75 or something, I believe. But anyway, so this movie, it stars Howard Ross, Dagmar Lassander, of course, really great. Rino Di Silvestro, he also wrote the screenplay for this, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So this is the back of the box, and of course there are some nice goodies in here. So let's go over them. Of course, you have the disc with the original key art. Yep. And of course, you have your disc right there. I might flip this around because it has the original title on there. I might do that later. Anyway, Werewolf Woman right there. There are some special features, by the way. Let's see. There is a audio commentary with Kim Newman. Yes, I love Kim Newman. There is a audio commentary with Troy Howarth and Eugenio Ercolani. Of course, we all know who those are. There is I believe there is a appreciation video by Stephen Thrower, I believe, about the film, which I love, because again, Stephen Thrower, I love his work. There is a interview with Dagmar Lassander, I believe, theatrical trailer, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, lots of things. Anyway, we get art cards as well. So let me go through those for a bit. Oop, there we go. Really nice picture quality. Really nice. So ooh, can I show this? Can I show this? Yeah, you know, what the heck. I'm just going to show it right there. Some nice art cards. Pretty cool. Ooh, let me get those back in there. And of course we have... Ooh, can I show that? Yeah, I think we're good. And of course we have a booklet again. So let me go through this real quick. With, of course, lots of, information and stuff again. And lots of text and pictures. Let me see if I can find a good picture as well. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, very nice booklet. I remember this movie being completely bonkers. It's like, from what I remember, it's a werewolf film with like a female werewolf, but not really. I believe there was some kind of like twist to it. I haven't seen it in like forever, so I can't wait to rewatch it. But I remember it being completely bonkers. So I love that stuff. That's what I live for. So yeah, Werewolf Woman, fantastic release from Treasured Films. And keep up the good work, Treasured Films. Keep up the good work. All right, let's move on. All right, the next one is from Shout Factory and Scream Factory, or Scream Factory, I should say. And Scream Factory, Shout Factory is yet again one of those labels that is just, they're too expensive for me. They really are. I mean, they are. If you have like Criterion or Scream Factory or Umbrella, excuse me, they are some of the most expensive labels out there. So I can't buy everything that they put out. I just can't. I'd rather spend my money on getting 3 other things or whatever. But I saw that they were releasing this, and I had to have it. As a fan of the director, I couldn't resist. I had to pick this up. It's a director that we did a podcast on in the past. You can watch it on my channel right now. From Scream Factory, Shout Factory, I picked up George Romero's Day of the Dead. Now, I did a podcast with fellow film fan Sammy, and we had a really good time, I feel like. So if you want to watch that podcast, watch it. It's on my channel, where we discussed the entire trilogy, Living Dead trilogy of George Romero. And for the people who have seen the podcast already, this is my favorite chapter of the Living Dead trilogy. I absolutely adore this movie. I think it's great. It's wonderful. So, and Scream Factory putting this out, I couldn't resist. I mean, just look at this. This is pretty cool right here. There you go. And of course, there you go. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, this movie is so fantastic. It's really great. By the way, nice firm box right there. So basically you get like 2 cases, and I think there are 4 discs in here, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna run through these with you. Alright, so disc 1 is basically the film in 4K, right? Basically the film in 4K. Disc 2 is the film in Blu-ray, basically. And then you have disc 3, which is, I should say disc 4. Disc 4 are the special features, nothing but special features. But disc 3 is really interesting. I want to watch this. Disc 3 is a documentary about the making of Day of the Dead. A feature-length documentary. I have to watch that. I have to watch that. That is amazing. And like I said, disc 4 has like lots of special features. So, I mean, do I have to even talk about this movie in great length? I mean, it stars Laurie Cardille, Terry Alexander, Joe Pilato as the villain, of course. Richard Liberty. You know, there are so many great people in here. The score is phenomenal by John Harrison, of course, written and directed by George Romero. But yeah, so of course you have your disc. By the way, I have this disc is in my player right there because I already watched this movie and it's fantastic. And the picture quality is like superb. It really is. So there are special features on here. I mean, there are lots of audio commentaries and stuff with the George Romero, the cast, Tom Savini, who does the special effects, of course, all of that stuff. So there is, of course, there are interviews with them, interview with the composer, theatrical trailer, of course, behind the scenes, TV spots, and all of that. Yeah, there is just so much great stuff here. By the way, this movie is from 1985. I should say that, and it's about like 100 minutes long, 1 hour 40 minutes, which is a really great runtime. So yeah, and of course we have the other 2 discs right here, and there's Bub right there. So yeah, great stuff. And then we have this whole thing of art cards, which is really it's crazy. Wow, that's really insane. So let's take a look at this. There is, of course, there is Laurie Cardille. I mean, Sarah is such a fantastic character. She really is. I love Sarah. I really do. I love her so much, and I love how Laurie Cardille portrays her. She is amazing. There is Bub. Oh, they are sticking together. That's not good. Okay, there we go. I think we all know who this is. And there is, of course, Joe Pilato. And the other 2 male protagonists, of course. This is the very first zombie that you see in the film. Really, like look at that. That is some impressive practical effects right there. Really insane. This is a bit of a spoiler, but okay. And there he is. This one I'm not going to show you because it's a spoiler. I can show you this though. The zombies right there. This is also a spoiler. I'm not going to show that to you. So yeah, tons of art cards, which is really really fantastic. I mean, this movie is just, it's phenomenal. I love this movie. I can watch this movie multiple times a year and never get bored with it. This is fantastic. So, from Shout and Scream Factory, Day of the Dead from George Romero. Thank you very much for putting this out. Love it. Alright, it's time for Arrow Video, I guess. And I only picked up one this time from Arrow Video because, as I've said before, you know my history with Arrow Video at this point. I do want to say, though, they have some interesting stuff coming out in the next couple of months. So I might pick up 1 or 2 things or something. So, but yeah, for now I only picked up one like limited edition. But this is a great release, and I really wanted to have this because, again, I'm working on adding to my John Woo collection. John Woo, not John Who, John Woo. That's a mouthful. I'm working very hard on adding to my John Woo collection. And when they put this out, I was like, yep, I have to have this. Day one, this is a day one purchase for me. I picked up from John Woo Bullet in the Head. Look at that. That is fantastic. So, yeah, Bullet in the Head. So, let's see. This is the original key art, which I'm not too big on, but you know, it's still cool. So, let me see. This movie, I believe this movie is like from 1990 or whatever. I think it was from 1990, somewhere like that. 91, somewhere along those lines. Anyway, so this movie is 130 minutes long, which is a very that's quite a runtime. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of Apocalypse Now, to be honest, runtime wise. But you know, I don't mind. It's if the story and the characters merit that time, then I'm all good. So yeah, this is a pretty great release. So let me just dive into this. So of course you have your discs right here. There are, as you can see, there are 3 discs, which is pretty fantastic. There are like plenty of special features here. I'm not gonna go through all of them. But there are audio commentaries and interviews with the director. I think some interviews with the cast and crew as well. Simon Yam is in this film, people. Simon Yam, the king of Category 3, is in this movie, which is pretty crazy. I hope there is an interview with him on there, but I can't find it, but I hope so. But so yeah, plenty of special features, a theatrical trailer, of course, you know, all that stuff. So then, of course, again, we have some art cards here. Let me just dive into those. Like, look at that. Look at that. Ooh la la. What a gorgeous looking woman. I don't know who the actress is, but she is very beautiful. So yeah. So we have, yeah, some nice art cards again. Let me just get those back in here. There is also a poster, yet again, there's a poster, which I believe this has the theatrical, like, art on it, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, oh, this is like the, and there you go. I think this is the original artwork, I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, a poster, pretty great. Great stuff. And of course there is, again, a book, or a booklet, I should say. Let me see if I can show you anything. By the way, this is a sort of, I guess you can call it a Vietnam War movie to a certain extent, but it's also kind of like a vigilante revenge story, I believe it was. I've seen it in like, I've seen it a very long time ago, so, but I believe that's what it was, so, you know. So, yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait to rewatch this. Because, you know, it's John Woo. It's John Woo, and he made some really great movies. So, yeah, I'm very excited to rewatch this very soon. Bullet in the Head from Arrow Video. Alright, let's see. What's next? You know what? Let's do these. Let's do these. Alright, so I picked up 3 from Vinegar Syndrome. Now, Vinegar Syndrome has been... They have been sort of like hit and miss for me in the past, but in recent months they are releasing a lot of really great things. As soon as I get my paycheck for the next month, I already have like 2 titles that I really want to get from Vinegar Syndrome. So they're getting better at releasing things in my opinion. This is just me. But in my opinion, anyway. But the 3 that I did pick up, I'm very happy with, because the first one is Murder Rock. Oh, oops, nipple. There you go. The first one is Murder Rock. Of course, this is a Lucio Fulci film. I don't have to tell you guys anymore that Lucio Fulci is one of my all-time favorite directors. And while this is not his... I'm just going to leave it there. While this is not his best giallo of the couple that he did, this is still a pretty damn good film, man. This is still a really good film, guys. So, I recommend that you check this out. Anyway, Murder Rock. So, let me just try if I can... Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we have of course, a slipcover with the Blu-ray, of course. This is the original key art. Look at that. That is fantastic. I love that artwork. I love that. There you go. And of course, this is the back right there. And you have 2 discs. A 4K and a Blu-ray right there. So let me see if I can read some of the special features here. Let's see. There's an interview with actor Robert Kilgore. I believe he's in the film. I believe it was. An interview with Silvia Collatina, who is also in the film. And I met Silvia Collatina, by the way, at Weekend of Hell. Wonderful person. There's an interview with Al Cleaver. Let's see. There is an interview with Eugenio Ercolani. There are other interviews. Theatrical trailer. Yeah, there is some. I believe there are some audio commentaries there. Yeah, I believe there are. So a lot of special features. This movie, by the way, is from 1984, and it's like 93 minutes long. So it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a good runtime. And, of course, as per usual, there is a book. With, of course, lots of text and essays, as you might expect. Is there a good picture here? Let me just see if I can find a good picture. I guess that's a good one right there. Yeah, this is a really great film about a giallo, about a dance class, basically. Murder in a dancing school, basically. Murder in a dancing school. So yeah, this movie is pretty damn great, actually. Again, not the best Lucio Fulci film out there, but if you want to get into Lucio Fulci's catalog, this is actually a pretty good place to start. So I recommend that you pick this up and give it a watch, because it's really, really good. And it has Olga Carlados in it, you know, who is absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, what more do you need? So, yeah, no, but this is a wonderful, wonderful like release from Vinegar Syndrome. And again, you know, so yeah, Murder Rock. Alright, so the next one is I believe this is a Category 3 title. And I'm a very big fan of Category 3. They're kind of like the Asian version of the Video Nasties. And I love Category 3 stuff. So, you know, and I believe this was on the list. I think it was. But anyway, this movie looks so great and it looks so bonkers and weird. I had to pick it up. It's Human Lanterns. I mean, look at that artwork. Look at that. That is pretty insane right there. I don't know what happens there, but it's looks very gruesome. So, you know, and again, like, look at that. That is pretty cool, actually. Look at that. That's awesome. Anyway, so Human Lanterns. I am actually unfamiliar with this film, but, you know, as it's, you know, Asian Hong Kong cinema, I'm pretty much primed to love it anyway. So, you know, I thought, you know, let's just pick this up because I'm sure it's going to be good. This is the slipcover, of course. Again, I don't know what this is about, but, you know, looks pretty dope, actually. And, of course, then there is a slipcover, and you get the Blu-ray or the original key art. That looks pretty dope, actually. Really dope. Wow. Looks cool. And, of course, you have the back right there. There you go. So, let's see. And, of course, you get 2 discs. The 4K and the Blu-ray. Alright, there are, again, special features. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this movie is 100 minutes long, and it's from 1982, I believe it is. Let's see, there are special features, and I'm not going to go through all of them. There is some audio commentaries. There is an interview with one or two of the actresses in there. There is a theatrical trailer, stuff like that. You know, the works. Yeah. And of course, again, we have a nice book. Let me just see if I can show you anything, because I have the suspicion that there might be nudity in here. Yep, there is. I can show you this one, though. It looks really bizarre. But, you know, I love bizarre. So, you know, what's not to love? There you go. So, yeah. I mean, I'm really curious to check this one out. I might actually watch this movie first. I think I'm probably gonna watch this movie first because it looks so bonkers and original and weird. I can't wait to dive into this movie, guys. It looks really awesome. So yeah, Human Lanterns. And the last one that I picked up from Vinegar Syndrome doesn't need any introduction. Macabre. There it is again. Now, you know, it isn't like, I don't usually double dip on something unless it's really, you know, a director that I really love. Then I'll do it. But I don't tend to double dip or triple dip on something. But, you know, I saw this and I was like, you know, whatever. I have to have this because, again, I really love this film. I love Macabre. So, yeah, I mean, just look at that artwork. That's pretty cool. And then we have the back. So, yeah, I got Macabre again, which is pretty insane, actually. Yeah. Like, look at this. This is such interesting artwork right here. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah. So, again, a slipcover. And, of course, you have the original key art. There it is. Also, Macabro. So, yeah, again, from 1980. It's about 100 minutes long. Are there any special features on this one? Let me see. Interview with Lamberto Bava. Interview with the screenwriter Pupi Avati. There are some audio commentaries. Interview with the screenwriter, theatrical trailer. I think it's pretty much all of these special features that were on the Indicator one as well. You know, which is fine. Which is fine. That's okay. Then I can just, you know, whatever version I pop in, I can just watch the special features from on that one and then go from there. So I'm gonna run through this one pretty quickly. There is, of course, a book again. What is that? What is that? Yeah. So anyway, of course you have again lots of text. There are a couple of pictures in here, but they are spoilers, so you know, I'm not going to show those, but you get the gist of it. Let's see. Ghastly psycho inspired tale of a libidinous grave robber and her maggot infested lover, something like that. Again, it's a spoiler, but yeah, it has some really interesting twists and turns that you won't see coming if you watch it for the first time. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting film, and guys, just give it a chance. Just pick this up and give it a chance, because it's, again, Lamberto Bava is so underappreciated. He deserves a lot more credit. So look this up and give it a watch, because I think you won't be disappointed. I think you won't be disappointed. So, you know. But yeah, Macabre again. Alright, where do we go from there? Let's do this one first. So I picked up one from Severin Films. And Severin Films is becoming my favorite label. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. They are becoming my favorite label, possibly. Because pretty much everything that they put out is something that I love, or at least enjoy. So they are doing such phenomenal work at Severin Films. I love them. I absolutely love them. I already got like 1 or 2 things on pre-order again. So, you know, they just keep releasing good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, I'm a very big fan of Severin Films. And I'm a very big fan of this box set, because, you know, I love these films. I really do. They're guilty pleasures, you know. They really are. I picked up Antonio Margheriti, The Jungles of Doom, his 80s adventure films. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. That is pretty dope. The Margheriti Adventure Trilogy. The Indiana Jones of Italian action movies. Now, by the way, let me say this up front. I want to come to the Italians' defense a little bit, because you know, in the 80s, especially in like the second half of the 80s, near the end of the 80s, the Italian European cinema was pretty much dying off, right? I mean, it's basically, it had its run. And in the 80s, they still made some really good movies, like, you know, the zombie films, the cannibal films. I really enjoyed their Vietnam War films as well. I mean, I think they are very underappreciated. Even things like Contamination, which I really love, or what's another one I'm looking for? Um, oh yeah, even things like Robo War, for example. I mean, people give that such a hard time. Like, oh, it's just a rip. It's just basically just Terminator meets Predator as a ripoff, and it's like, yeah, I mean that might technically be true, but I really think that they put their own twist on it. And Robo War is not Predator, and it's not Terminator. It's I think it's actually pretty damn fun. It's a lot of fun. So it is what it is, right? I mean, in the 80s they did a lot of ripoffs. They did Mad Max ripoffs and Escape from New York ripoffs and stuff. Conan the Barbarian, and those are definitely not great films. But there are some guilty pleasures in my opinion, and this box set is one of them because I really enjoy these films. And again, I don't think they are ripoffs of Indiana Jones. I mean, they are Indiana Jones inspired. I think that's a very different thing. But I think Antonio Margheriti really makes this his own. And I think that is to be praised. So, yeah, this is a great box set. So let's dive into the movies. Alright, so the first one is The Ark of the Sun God. I already own this on 88 Films. 88 Films released this as well, which is kind of weird. But look at that artwork. That is pretty dope, actually. So yeah, this is the back, of course. So you get some discs as well, of course. So you have the 4K and you have the Blu-ray, and then you have a soundtrack CD, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this movie was from 1984 and it's about 100 minutes long, so that's pretty good. It stars David Warbeck, of course. Let's see who else. John Steiner, Luciano Pigozzi, Giovanni Simonelli, a lot of very well-known Italian, European actors there. Yeah, pretty cool. So, there are some special features. There is a theatrical trailer. There is an interview with the assistant director, Eduardo Margheriti. Is that his brother? I'm not sure. I'll look it up. There is an interview with the screenwriter, and there is a featurette in which Antonio Margheriti recalls David Warbeck, who is awesome. And then there is a theatrical trailer. Pretty cool. And it says right here, Margheriti has a field day with the action scenes, and David Warbeck is just as charismatic as Harrison Ford. I wouldn't say that, but he is. I mean, David Warbeck is pretty cool. He is really cool. I actually quite enjoy him. So, yeah, that's the first one, Ark of the Sun God. Then we have Hunters of the Golden Cobra. Again, where did they come up with these titles? It's so bizarre. So, yeah, this one just has 2 discs. Only 2 discs, a 4K and a Blu-ray. There is no soundtrack, which, it's okay. This one is from 1982. Okay, and it's, let's see, it's 96 minutes long, so about 100 as well. Let's see, and it stars, again, David Warbeck, John Steiner. Almanta Suska is in this film from The New York Ripper, as we all know. Hold on, let me just check something. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Almanta Suska from The New York Ripper is in this one as well. Again, Luciano Pigozzi. Yeah, just a lot of familiar faces again. Let's see. there are some, again, special features, theatrical trailer, again, interview with the assistant director. Let's see. There is a throwback interview Q&A with David Warbeck at the Fantastic Films Award Festival in 1996. That's pretty cool. I have to watch that. And then there is a video essay by Rob Hill, author of the Bad Movie Bible. That's pretty cool. Anyway, it says there, one of the best Indiana Jones clones, and Margheriti's Raiders remix is a joy. I'm sure it is. I mean, I haven't seen these movies in like forever, so, you know, I'm very excited to rewatch them. And the third one is Jungle Raiders. So, look at that. I mean, you can't get more Indiana Jones than that. And that's the back right there. So, yeah. So, this movie is from 86. And it's, again, 100 minutes long. So, that's pretty good. Directed by Antonio Margheriti, of course. It stars Christopher Connolly. And Lee Van Cleef, the legendary Lee Van Cleef, is in this film. Marina Costa, again, Luciana Pigozzi, there he is again. So yeah, again, a lot of familiar faces there. Not a lot of special features. There is a theatrical trailer, interview with the assistant director, and that's about it. But yeah. Oh, there is a glare there. A must-see with non-stop action, and what does it say here? Everything you want from an Indiana Jones ripoff, deadly traps, wild action, and Lee Van Cleef. What more do you want? And again, you have 2 discs, 4K and Blu-ray. So there is no soundtrack CD. So yeah. Antonio Margheriti's Jungle Adventures, I should say. The Jungles of Doom. I mean, look, I know that these are guilty pleasures, but I enjoy them so much. I really dig these movies. So I don't mind, you know. I don't mind some Indiana Jones ripoff goodness. So yeah, Antonio Margheriti did The Jungles of Doom. These movies are going to be so much fun to rewatch. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Where are we? We're moving along quite well, actually. All right, so let's move on to 88 Films. And like Severin Films, 88 Films is becoming one of my favorite labels of all of them. I mean, they are doing phenomenal work. Not just in the Italian movie collection, but in some other stuff as well. They have started a French collection with, erotic French dramas, which I really enjoy. I really love those. You have a Category 3 line that they started, which is great. And also, they are releasing a lot of Asian, Hong Kong cinema movies. So I'm a very big fan of those. I love Hong Kong cinema, whether it's horror or action crime. I love that stuff. And so I picked up 4 titles from 88 Films. 4. And the first one is Rosa, or Rosa. I don't know how you pronounce it, but and of course it stars the legendary Yuen Biao. You can see him there on the cover. So Rosa, yeah. This movie looks very intriguing, and it looks a lot of fun. It looks very bonkers, which I love. I mean, just look at the artwork right there. That's pretty cool. So Rosa, I'm unfamiliar with this film, but I am familiar with Yuen Biao, and I really love him as an actor. So this was pretty much a given for me. This is the original key art, I believe. And you have the back right there. Oh, it's not gonna. Maybe I can do it like. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's better here. There you go. That's better probably. So yeah, that was the back. Let's see. So there is some information. Yeah, this movie is like 97 minutes long, so it's about the 100-minute mark. You know, that's pretty good. I believe this movie is like from from the 90s, I believe. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it's from the 90s. Let's see. So it stars Yuen Biao. I don't see any other familiar names on there, which is fine. There are some special features here. It's a 2K restoration. That's fine. Not everything has to be 4K. There is an audio commentary with Hong Kong cinema expert Frank Zheng and FG DeSanto. They are quite familiar actually on these releases. There is also an audio commentary with David West. He's another one of those Hong Kong cinema experts. There was an interview with Joe Chung, who is the director of the film. I forgot to mention that, but Joe Chung directed this film, so there's an interview with him. Theatrical trailer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But, and of course you get your disc right there. And we get, again, a nice book. So, let's see what we can show here. Again, some nice photos and rich with text. You know, I really enjoy these, Hong Kong action crime thrillers, you know. I really love this. I dig this stuff. This is what I live for. So, yeah, nice booklet there. And was there more in there? No, I don't think there was. No, there wasn't. Okay. So, there you go. So that's the first one. Rosa. I'm very intrigued by this movie. I can't wait to watch it. I'm very intrigued. So that's there. The second one I picked up is you can't see this, but this is like Saga of the Phoenix. Oh, there it is. Sorry, there it is. Saga of the Phoenix. Again, this stars Yuen Biao, and this is a sequel kind of to Peacock King. You already know that I own Peacock King. I showed it, I think, like 2 or 3 streams before in my physical media haul. I own Peacock King, and that's actually a really good movie. Apparently, this is the sequel to it, so I was like, yeah, I'm up for that. I can do a sequel to Peacock King because I really enjoyed that movie. So, Saga of the Phoenix, and just like look at the artwork. Again, that's so cool. So cool right there. And again, it stars Yuen Biao, which is awesome. It's back. So let's take a look at this one. Again, I think that's the original key art right there. And then we have the back. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? That looks so bizarre and gnarly right there. I don't know what that is. But I'll figure it out. I'll find out. But yeah, that's the back. So, let's see. This movie is, again, 100 minutes long. And this is from 1989, actually. This movie is from 1989. It's directed by Lam Na Choi. Again, it stars Yuen Biao. And Gloria Yip is in this film. Gloria Yip is in this film. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, again, 2K restoration in terms of special features. There is there are audio commentaries with the people that I just mentioned on Rosa. There is a theatrical trailer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and again, we have a book. So we can learn, of course. You got to live and learn. No, I'm very bad at singing. I'm gonna save you the trouble. I'm very bad at singing. Sorry, guys. I thought I'd try. Of course, you have the cast and crew right there. Let's see if I can show anything. There you go. Are there any other photos in here that I can show? Yeah, there are some photos right there. Really cool booklet. And there is a lot of stuff in here. There is a lot of stuff in here. I really have to dive into this. What is he holding right there? What is he holding? That looks like a cross between a monkey and a rat or whatever. I don't know what that is. Again, I'll figure it out. So yeah. I mean, 88 Films is killing it with these releases. They really are. 88 Films is killing it with their releases, and I have more coming from them. I pre-ordered like a lot of stuff, and I plan to get more once I get my paycheck, because I love 88 Films and I love what they do. So yeah, Saga of the Phoenix. I'm very happy to help them grow and pay my due to get such fantastic releases. Alright, let's move on. The third one I picked up is a Jackie Chan film. And let me make this clear. Overall, I am not a very big fan of Jackie Chan. Now, that said, what I mean by that is that I'm not a very big fan of Jackie Chan in the American Hollywood cinema. I'm just not a very big fan of that. I feel like Jackie Chan chose to be commercialized at that point, and I don't really like that. I don't like his films in America, in Hollywood. But I do really love and enjoy his Hong Kong action crime movies, I guess. So I really love those. And also because Jackie Chan is a lot more grounded, and the Hong Kong movies that he's in tend to take things a lot more seriously. Whereas in Hollywood, it's a lot more comic relief, and there are a lot more like action comedies and stuff. I love the Hong Kong cinema a lot more. So, that's just me. But anyway, I picked up one from Jackie Chan, and that is Crime Story. Now, I watched this movie like forever ago, but I remember having a blast with this. I think I rented it at my local video store, actually, when they still had video stores. I mean, go figure. But yeah, I think I rented this at my video store. But I remember having an absolute blast with this. So yeah, I couldn't resist. I had to pick this up. I just look at this. This is pretty great stuff right there. So yeah, let's dive into these. Oh, where did we go? There we go. All right, so of course we have the case with the original key art there, the original artwork. And this is the back right there. Now there are, of course, you have your discs. I believe it's a 4K and a Blu-ray. Yep, they are. So, again, there are a lot of special features here. It's a 4K restoration. Wow. Okay. It must look very great then. There are some special features here. There are audio commentaries with the people that I just mentioned, again, which is great. Let's see. There's an archival interview with the stuntman. There's an interview with the screenwriter. There's an interview with director Kirk Wong on here. Yeah, just a lot of really good stuff. I can't wait to dive into all of that. Yeah, pretty great. So, of course, we have art cards. Let's take a look at those. Like, there he is. And there he is again. These photos are really good. They're good quality. They're really good photos right there. Very good photos. So, yeah. There we go. Art cards. And then, of course, we have a nice, thick book. And this is really a thick book. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of this, but there is so much stuff in here. Like, you know, again, photos and text. I'm sure there are interviews in here. Yep, there are. There you go. And, yeah, this just looks really, really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, crap. I dropped it. There you go. So, yeah, really cool book. So, yeah, I mean, this is a great release. Really great release. And I'm very happy to own this. Oh, by the way, I forgot a poster. I'm not going to unfold that. Because it's basically the same artwork that you have seen. So, I don't have to show it. But, yeah, 88 Films is doing fantastic work with these releases, and I'm very happy to own this. I mean, they have such great stuff that they are releasing. It's wonderful, and I'm so happy that I own this now and that I can rewatch it. You know, yeah. So, Crime Story. And the last one from 88 Films that I picked up is also a Jackie Chan film from Hong Kong, of course. And that is, I picked up The Protector. Look at that. Again, the artwork is phenomenal. The Protector, really cool. Of course, Jackie Chan, like I said. By the way, this is the back right there. You get a poster, which I'm not gonna unfold because this is pretty much the original key art. And of course you have the back right there. Now let me just check this. There are like 3. Oh wow, there are 4 discs in here, guys. Wow, that's really, like, look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 discs. Wow, that's bonkers. I'm not gonna go through everything, but there are a lot of special features. 4K transfer. Again, audio commentaries with the usual people that I just mentioned. Let's see. There is an interview with the director, James Glickenhaus. I'm unfamiliar with that name, but okay. Theatrical trailers and all of that stuff. Yeah, just a lot of special features. They always put so many special features on these. It's pretty bonkers, actually. And then, of course, again, there is this, like, thick book. Let me just go through that one very quickly, pretty quickly. There you go. And we have some nice stills, of course, from the film. So yeah, again, another fantastic release. I'm so excited to watch these. I'm really excited to watch these. I think very soon, in like September or October, I probably have to take a couple of days off from work to watch all of this. But it's okay. It's okay. We always have the weekend, right? And yeah, The Protector. So really excited about that one. All right. Okay, so only a couple of things left. So I picked up one from Studio Canal, and you might not know, but of course, Doctor Who is a very big franchise. Of course, everybody knows this. It's just that I have never been a Doctor Who fan. I mean, I'm not a very big Doctor Who guy. I'm just not a very big fan of that franchise. However, I am a fan of the theatrical movies. There have been 2 theatrical movies in cinema, basically, from Doctor Who. And I do love those films. I really do love those films because they have a bit more of an epic scale, a bit of grandeur. And I found this really wonderful deluxe edition of the first Doctor Who movie. This is a wonderful package. I can't wait to rewatch this at some point. I'm talking about Doctor Who and the Daleks. Look at that artwork. That's crazy. It's almost like a comic book. It's really cool. But look how thick this is. It's pretty amazing, actually. They are beyond reason. They wish only to conquer. Which are, of course, the Daleks that we're talking about. So let's open this up. First of all, by the way, you have to this is like a lid that you have to take off, which is pretty cool. How interesting. This is most interesting. Yeah. So, alright, there is a lot of stuff in here. Let me just open this up. By the way, first of all, you get like a Doctor Who. Yeah, you can't see it, but you get like a Doctor Who coin. Like, that is pretty crazy right there. So basically, it's like this is your disc, basically your case with 2 discs in here, the 4K and the Blu-ray. Now, there are some special features on here. Let's see. There's an audio commentary with actors Jenny Linden and Roberta Tovi, who are in the film. I believe they are characters in the film. There's an audio commentary with Kim Newman, which I love. The screenwriter and another actor. Dalek Mania, an interview with Gareth Owen. I'm unfamiliar with that person. And there is a theatrical trailer. Yeah, that's a lot of really cool stuff. That's a lot of great stuff. Yeah, really great. And then, of course, there is like a lot of stuff. First of all, you get like these art cards again. So let's take a look at those. There you go. There you go. There they are. The Daleks, of course. And we got more Daleks right there. So yeah, some nice art cards. Then we have I believe a poster, which I think is the original key art. I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. I mean, like, look at that. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Peter Cushing is in this movie as well, who plays Doctor Who. I forgot to... Why did I forget to mention that? Peter Cushing is playing Doctor Who. Very fitting, right? Very fitting. And then there is like another poster here, but I think that's like the artwork that you have on here. So, you know, I'm not going to show you that. And then basically you have two books. They put two books in here, which is pretty crazy. So this is the first one. And I think the first one is, the first one is about the movie. So you have like the cast and the crew right there. With, there he is, Peter Cushing, with, again, text and photos and stuff. There is some, like, script pages and all of that. Really cool. So, yeah, there is that booklet. And then we have another booklet, which I'm not sure what this is. Oh, this is just... Okay, this is about the creators of the film. So not about the film itself, but the creators behind the film. That's very interesting. Like, you have the actors and actresses and stuff, and, you know... And, like, some photography and concept art of the film, you know. That's really interesting. That's pretty cool, actually. So, yeah. Pretty great stuff. Oh, there we go. So, Doctor Who and the Daleks. This is a fantastic release, and again, I say that with all of the films that I picked up, but I can't wait to dive into this one and revisit my childhood, because I think I saw this when I was like 8 or whatever. I think maybe 9 or 10. But anyway, yeah, nostalgia, childhood memories. It's always good, right? Doctor Who and the Daleks. So, I only have 3 left. And now we're coming to it, because we are going into Hammer. Now, like I said in part 1, Hammer is re-releasing its movie catalog at this point. I mean, they are releasing British film noir, they are releasing Dracula films and Frankenstein and all of that. They are doing really great work. The only thing is that, like, their releases and box sets are a little expensive sometimes, but when there are really good ones, I will pick them up. And I picked up 2 limited editions from Hammer Films, because I love these films. And the first one is Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Now, I absolutely love this movie. I really do. I love this movie, and I have like one request for Hammer Films. If you are watching by any chance, the people behind Hammer Films, if there's any chance you're watching this, please, I mean, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb is fantastic. Please give me the Curse from the Mummy's Tomb in like the same package, because I think that will suit very well as a double bill, kind of. That's just a request of mine that I'm throwing out there. Curse from the Mummy's Tomb has to be one of your next releases, probably. Please. But anyway, yeah, no, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. I love this film. I really do. It's fantastic. I love these mummy films, these old mummy films, you know. And just look at this package. Look at this package again. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, let's dive into this. So of course, first of all, you have your case with the discs. So you have a 4K and a Blu-ray. Now, I believe there were some special features on here, but I can't. Oh, there they are. Okay, so there are some special features here. Let me just check. I think this movie is like from the 70s, right? I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's like 73 or 74 or whatever, something like that. Anyway, and it stars Valerie Leon as the mummy, of course, as the mummy in this film, which is pretty cool. It's directed by Seth Holt, if I pronounce that right. Seth Holt, I think I do. Yeah, and it's, I think, what's the runtime again? Oh, there it is. It's 94 minutes long, so that's pretty good runtime. So like I said, special features. Valerie Leon inside the mummy's tomb. Is that an interview with Valerie Leon? Maybe. That's a wrap. Kim Newman explores blood from the mummy's tomb. Yes. I love Kim Newman, so I can't wait to see that. An audio commentary with film historian Steve Haberman. I'm unfamiliar with that one. The Pharaoh's Curse, inside Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Speak. There was an interview with Valerie Leon and Christopher Wicken. Is he also in the film? I'm not sure. He is the... Oh, he's the screenwriter. Okay, he's the screenwriter. Interview with Valerie Leon and the screenwriter of the film. And then there are like theatrical trailers and stuff. So, yeah. There is a poster. So, let's dive into that one. I think... Oh, crap. Alright, so this is the Hammer one. The one that Hammer made. So I take it this is the original movie poster, the original key art. I hope. Oh, yep, I think it is. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty cool. So you have two posters in here. That's pretty crazy, actually. Oh, there we go. And we have a nice book. So let me see if I can show you some things. I probably can, as this is appropriate for viewing. There you go. So, yeah, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. I mean, this is a fantastic release. I'm so happy that they did this and continue to do this because, you know, I love these movies and I really love Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. So I'm very happy to own this. But again, Hammer, please release Curse from the Mummy's Tomb as well. Please. But yeah, great film, and I love this release. So, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Alright, and then there is another box set from Hammer Films. Now, this is part 1, so I still have to get This is part 2, so I still have to get part 1. And I will at some point, but for me, part 2 is the superior film. In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. I think part 2 is the superior film. I'm talking about Quatermass 2. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How is that? That is an insane box. A really insane box. There's so much stuff here. Let's see. Where do we start? Alright. So this is your... this is basically all the discs right here. So let's open this up. I hope I can show all of this to you. Because it's so big. It's really big. Anyway, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna move from left. Wait. I can probably hold it better like this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna move it slowly like this. It's so big, guys. It's massive. There is all this stuff, which is really, really great. You know, there is the BBC series, the theatrical version, the full screen 1.37 version. It's phenomenal. It's really great. There is a poster, which I think this is, hopefully this is the theatrical, the original key art. I think it was. Oh, this is the international. Is that French? That looks French. Interesting. But anyway, this is the original key art, of course. This is the original poster. There you go. So, yeah, it has that in there. Then we get this massive book. Which is pretty crazy. I don't know what this is, but okay. We'll see. Oh, this is about the, this is everything about the film, you know, how it was made and all of that. You know, there are like script pages. There are like concept art posters. Really cool stuff. Really great stuff. And of course the you know, the episode guide of the TV show, of the BBC series. Really, really wonderful stuff, guys. Really great. Yeah. So there is that. Then we have some art cards. Again, let's go through those, shall we? Let's see. Like, these are really cool. Look at that. I'm just going to show them very quickly. But these all look very, very good. They look really good. Nice art cards. And then there is a second booklet, like I said. I'm not sure what this is, but... Ooh, nice. This is a comic book about the film. It's basically the comic book version of the film. That's insane. Look at this. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's insane. Look at this. This is pretty cool. So it's the comic book version of the film, basically. That's cool. Look at that. Wow, really great. So yeah, there is all this stuff which is really crazy. Let's get all of this back in here. So oh, sorry, my nose is itching. Quatermass 2. Like I said, I think this is the superior film. I love Quatermass 2. I am gonna pick up Quatermass 1 at some point. By the way, this is in color. The original part 1 is in black and white. I don't mind that, but I'm just saying. So I'm gonna pick up part 1 at some point. But I wanted to pick this up first because I love Quatermass 2. And like I said, it's my favorite of the two. So there you go. Quatermass 2. Look at that. Extensive box. Really great stuff. And then I only have one left. And this might be the, the masterpiece, the pièce de résistance, as they like say in French. I hope I said that right. I have one left, and it's like, I think it's like, for me, this is like the biggest thing. Now, before I show it to you, let me just say that in a recent physical media live stream, I think it was the previous one or the one before that, I showed you guys that I picked up from Studio Canal, I picked up Ben-Hur, right, in the limited edition box set. And I adore Ben-Hur. I love Ben-Hur. It's a fantastic film. Nowadays, though, I don't think people are going to get away with it. And especially the younger audiences, they don't have the attention span for it. So that's kind of a bummer because it's like 3.5 hours long. But I love Ben-Hur. I really do. And I love Charlton Heston. And I'm diving more and more into his films. I want to discover more about Charlton Heston. Because honestly, I don't know a lot of his films. Of course, I do know the famous ones, right? Like Soylent Green and stuff. By the way, where is Planet of the Apes, people? Whether it's Arrow or Warner Archive or whatever, I don't care. Or Indicator, I don't care. Please give me Planet of the Apes in 4K, okay? I need it. I really do. I'm just saying. I need Planet of the Apes in 4K. The original one, of course. So, but yeah, I'm starting to discover Charlton Heston a little bit more. And I love Ben-Hur, I really do. So the last one I picked up for this haul is actually, I think you could see it as like a companion piece to Ben-Hur, because this movie again is like, I think it's like 3 hours and 45 minutes, something like that. But this movie is in my top 25 of favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. I adore this movie. I think it's great. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's a masterpiece. And I'm so happy that I own this now in this amazing, extensive special edition. I really do. All right, let's just show it. I picked up Cecil B. DeMille, The 10 Commandments. There is a glare. Maybe I can do it like this. Yeah, there it is. Cecil B. DeMille's The 10 Commandments. Look at this. Look at this box. This is absolutely fantastic. This is a wonderful box set. Again, you open it up. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, it's very heavy. You open it up like this. Of course, there is the there is the parting of the Red Sea. We all know what this movie is about. It's basically about the story of Moses, of course, and liberating the slaves from Egypt and all of that. It's a wonderful film. It's a fantastic film, and everybody has to see this. Let me correct that. Everybody with an interest in film has to see this. So there you go. So of course the first thing is like this is the case with the discs. Now let me just show you. There are a lot of discs again. Look at that. That is pretty crazy actually. So let's see. The first one. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So the disc one is the basically the movie. Then part 2 is also part 2 of the movie, of course, with the special features. And then there is a 1923, I believe, silent version of the film, which they put in here. And that's in there as well with the special features. So that is pretty cool. And by the way, the original is from 1956. So that should tell you something. But yeah, I mean, this is just like, look at this. Look. It's pretty great. So you have all the discs. Let me just put that on the side here. Then there is this sort of book or pamphlet. I don't know what this contains. Like, let's see. Oh, okay. So this is basically a short version synopsis of the story of Moses and how he's gonna liberate the slaves and stuff, which is really cool. Really cool. I'm gonna read that. And then in the back you have like the cast and the crew. So you have like, of course, Charlton Heston. You have Yul Brynner in there. You have Yvonne De Carlo. You know, all of those fantastic actresses and actors that are in here. I believe there are more. Yep. There you go. So you have Nina Fogg. You have Sir Cedric Hardwicke. You have Martha Scott. You have Vincent Price. There is this entire, you know, plethora of actors and actresses that are in this film. It's so crazy. Like, look at that. That is pretty cool. So you have that in there. Then let's see. There is this sort of envelope, which I'm gonna open carefully. I haven't watched this yet. I haven't looked through this, so we need to be careful. Alright, so where do we start? Let's do this first. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, oh, this is a appreciation note from Cecile DeMille and Paramount for being allowed to make the movie, but also you know, appreciating the people that come to see the film. That's pretty cool. And it's marked like, oh, you can see it. Where do I put it? It's a bit of a glare there. You can't read it. It crossed here, like, age group is 18 to 30. That's basically the age, like, why you know, in which you can see it. That's pretty crazy. So let's see, what is this? Then there is a news pamphlet about the film. That's pretty crazy. Like, there is a lot of stuff in here, guys. I'm not gonna read all of that, but there is like a news pamphlet. There is a Western Union telegram about the film. That's so crazy. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff in here. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, this is like a thank you from Charlton Heston to the director. Let's see. Oh, there we go. This is Charlton Heston's shooting schedule in Egypt. What did they put in here? This is like pretty insane, actually. And what is this? I'm not sure what this is, but there is like a cafeteria like menu on there. I'm not sure what that is, but you know, it's there. It's there. So you have that envelope. That's pretty cool. There is so much stuff in here, guys. There is so much stuff in here. It's pretty crazy. So let's close this one up. There we go. So that was this envelope right there. Then we have like this costume sketches. That's insane. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Like, there you go. So you have Moses. These look really, really cool. Really cool. I think this is like a centurion or whatever. One of like Ramses' soldiers. If, better. You can see it's Ramses the first. And then of course you have the actual Ramses. This is Memnet. Look at that. And this, let's see who this is. This is, I'm not sure who this is. But look at that. The costume design is really, that's so awesome. Look at that. I'm not sure who this is. Is this Nefertiti? Or like the queen? The queen, I mean. I'm not sure. Could be. Like, look at this. Look. That's so cool. These are awesome sketches, guys. They really are. And this is Aaron, apparently. Really cool. So these are like costume sketches. That's really, really cool that they put that in here. Wow. Great stuff. Let me just close that up. Oh boy. Why? There we go. Work with me. There you go. So, costume sketches. And then we have this sort of book. The Ten Commandments, an Epic Journey. So let's go through that again. So there is, of course, where is it? There. Cecile DeMille, the director, of course. And he says, ladies and gentlemen, young and old, this may seem an unusual procedure, speaking to you before the picture begins, but we have a unusual subject, the story of birth of freedom, the story of Moses. There you go. Oh, this is really cool. Look at that. This is basically the story about how the film got made, how the film came to be. That's really cool. Like production stills and, you know, photos of the entire cast and crew and stuff. That's really cool. This is really, really great stuff, guys. Really great stuff. Of course, there is some concept art, like with the this is the, of course, the parting of the Red Sea and the pillar of fire, of course. Just phenomenal stuff. Really phenomenal stuff. I'm so happy about this. Photos like this, you know. This is phenomenal. This is absolutely phenomenal. Wow. I'm so happy that I picked this up. This is fantastic. This is a fantastic release. And I can't wait to rewatch this movie. Because, again, it's in my top 25 of favorite favorite films of all time. It's in my top 25 of favorite films of all time. I love this film. I adore this movie. And I'm so happy that I picked it up and found it in this, like, deluxe sort of, you know, box. This is fantastic. And I can't wait to finally revisit this movie and appreciate it probably even more for what it is, because it's been a while since I've seen this, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it just as much or even more. So yeah, the 10 Commandments in this fantastic box set. So yeah. And that is it. That's all it is. That's everything I picked up in the last 2 months. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff that I have to get through, and a lot of stuff that I'm gonna watch. But honestly though, I'm so excited and I'm so happy that I was able to get the things that I wanted to pick up. These are some fantastic releases, and they are gonna be amazing additions to my film collection, and I can't wait to dive into this huge stack of cinema history and you know, cinema excellence and cinema fun as well. So there you go. So yeah, that's it. That's my entire haul for the last couple of the last 2 months, guys. Like the last 2 months. That was a pretty hefty haul. It really was. But again, I'm very happy about it. So there you go. Anyway, with all of that said, I think it's time to bid you adieu. As usual, thank you everybody for listening and watching. I will be back with more videos as soon as possible, of course. Stay safe and healthy as always. Have a good weekend, and I will see and talk to you guys very, very soon. And with all of that, I will say goodbye. See ya. Bye-bye.